Okay, so let's continue on. So everybody is caught up. We're going to do Surah 40, which is Al-Mu'min, which is the believer. And we're just going to go on, and in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. None can dispute about the signs of Allah but the unbelievers. Let not then their strutting about through the land deceive thee. Raised high above the ranks or degrees, he is the Lord of the throne of authority. By his command doth he send the spirit of inspiration to any of his servants he pleases, that it may warn men of the day of mutual meeting. Now when he came to them in truth from us, they said, slay the sons of those who believe with him, and keep alive their females. But the plots of unbelievers end in nothing but errors and delusions. So this is in reference to when Moses came to Pharaoh. And see, the Qur'an does reference some of the historical events that happened in the Bible. It's just writing it from a different time period and just a different language. So it does have the references of that in the past. Such as dispute about the signs of Allah without any authority that hath reached them. Grievous and odious is such conduct in the sight of Allah and of the believers. Thus doth Allah seal up every heart of arrogant and obstinate transgressors. They will say, did there not come to you your messengers with clear signs? They will say, yes. They will reply, then pray as ye like. But the prayer of those without faith is nothing but futile wandering in mazes of error. So those who dispute about the signs of Allah without any authority bestowed on them, there is nothing in their breasts but the quest of greatness, which they shall never attain, to seek refuge then in Allah. It is He who hears and sees all things. Assuredly, the creation of the heavens and the earth is a greater matter than the creation of men, yet most men understand not. Not equal are the blind and those who clearly see, nor are equal those who believe and work deeds of righteousness, and those who do evil. Little do ye learn by admonition. And your Lord says, call on me, I will answer you, or I will answer your prayer. But those who are too arrogant to serve me will surely find themselves in hell, in humiliation. It is Allah who has made for you earth as a resting place, and the sky as a canopy. This traffic is outrageous. It's constant. And has given you shape and made your shapes beautiful, and has provided you sustenance of things pure and good. Such is Allah your Lord, so glory to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. He is the living one. There is no deity save him. Call upon him, giving him sincere devotion. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Say, I have been forbidden to invoke those things whom ye invoke besides Allah, seeing that the clear signs have come to me from my Lord, and I have been commanded to bow in Islam to the Lord of the worlds. It is He who gives life and death, and then when He decides upon an affair, He says to it, be, and it is. So persevere in patience, for the promise of Allah is true, and whether we show thee in this life some part of what we promised them, or we take thy soul to our mercy before that, in any case it is to us that they shall all return. We did aforetime send messengers before thee. Of them there are some whose story we have related to thee, and some whose story we have not related to thee. It was not possible for any messenger to bring a sign except by the leave of Allah. But when the command of Allah issued, the matter was decided in truth and justice, and there perished, there and then, those who stood on falsehood. And He shows you always His signs, then which of the signs of Allah will you deny? Do they not travel through the earth and see what was the end of those before them? They were more numerous than these, and superior in strength and in traces they have left in the land. Yet all they accomplished was of no profit to them. And that is it for Surah 40. And again, that is the believer. And this is, I don't know why I can't see on here. This is interesting. and like I recommend reading the whole book per usual. But there's a lot of points that stand out, and both instances that we heard in Corinthians and this, it does say a lot about reincarnation, which is not normally a specific practice or not a specific message in Christianity or Islam. Nobody really talks about it, but it mentions lots of times that like we have been here before, and we have been related to the people of before. So even if you yourself hasn't been in a position like this before, those related to you have most possibly. And then it says also, like, after you go, this is a revelation that has come to me, you can go and live in the past. You can go live in other lives before you and experience what they experienced. So this is what the last line is kind of referencing. Do they not travel through the earth and see what was the end of those before them? So there has been opportunity for people to actually go back and see what has happened, and then they come back in this time and they're reborn, and then they can then discover ways to then shift the mindset of the current population. But then a lot of people too, even if you want to argue that they travel to other places besides the earth, they can travel to other universes, and then they can come back with all the strength and power. But some of the people that do that, they cause more harm than good, or it's like of equal, because it states here what they accomplished was of no profit to them. So even though they go far, far away and then come back to earth, a lot of what they accomplish here and there doesn't really gain any profit, because their scales of good and which would you call negative balance, so they gain no profit. But it's not to say that there wasn't a lot of work done, it's just the amount of time and energy it takes to do that kind of uneven, or makes it even, so there's no profit. But yeah, that's why we suggest, you know, helping others. Do more good than bad. Do more, essentially, if you're not somebody that does all these crimes and such that we see as bad or evil, it's mainly saying do more positive with your time versus just consume and consume and consume, because that has been the biggest problem lately. I mean, really always, but like really lately, the amount of consumption that has been going on has been a detriment to a lot of people, even if they live a good life and they don't do anything wrong. Just the amount of that is taken from the planet and not returned in a good, positive manner has been a major issue from what my revelations have been and what I have experienced. So that is really the message. And as to say, there's still a lot of war and violence, and that in itself is another complication, because you can argue, another revelation that has come to me, that if a murder takes place and that person had a good soul and such, it was unrightful, then that person will come back, but in maybe anywhere from 10 to 1,000 different forms. So I would argue that that's kind of like the consequence, what you say, or the off balance of unrightful murder or something like that. Like that you're not really destroying their life, because they will be back very shortly, in even a matter of minutes, within a form of a new life, 10-fold or 100-fold or 1,000-fold. So just consider that. That's why murder is, it's not so what you would say, a waste of time, but it hurts, you know, a lot of people in the meantime, and then just to fix that off balance and that negative impact that was left, we have to remanage it in a different way and restore the balance that was previously disrupted. So that is some things, and I'll start to go into more revelations that I've had over the years, because I've been studying for quite some time. This is my first time actually coming and vocalizing the text that has been written, and then also coming through with like some of my own conclusions. And this is different than than being just, you know, having conspiracy theories or something like that, because it has come with years of dedication and studying and really like devotion, you know, in dark times and in light times. But now that I seem to be in a better headspace, I can try to articulately communicate, and this is just really practice for maybe a podcast coming in the future, or some way that I can monetize this, since it takes time. But even if it doesn't get monetized, like, this is just something that I want to devote time to, because it's the rightful thing to do. Of course, work and everything, but with pure devotion will come the benefits, and I, you know, don't have to worry or stress too much. But yes, just being faithful is good. Thank you for listening. Have a great evening. Enjoy your dinners or your lunches wherever you may be, and talk soon.